Epictetus, one of the giants of Stoic thought, wisely observed, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so we can hear twice as much in words as we can speak." So simple, yet so profound are its implications for the nature of our speech. Through its many teachings, Stoicism offers a compass to guide us towards meaningful and balanced interactions. There are nuances and subtleties within the teachings of the more famous lessons. Today we embark on a journey to uncover 7 topics we should avoid in our dialogues. As we delve into these less discussed principles, we equip ourselves with the knowledge to interact more thoughtfully and calmly. Before we begin, I would be very pleased if you enjoyed the video. So that we can be stoic, you can help me to continue to spread the philosophy. If you are not already subscribed, I suggest you subscribe and activate the bell so you never miss a video. The number one issue is other people's faults. For example, imagine being at a family dinner where Emily's habit of being late becomes the main topic of the evening, which may create a sense of camaraderie or superiority, but over time erodes the bonds of trust and friendship. A common misconception is that discussing others' flaws makes us more aware of our own, but it does the opposite. Constantly focusing on external flaws can make us complacent about our inner growth. If instead, you channel that energy into understanding our behaviors and attitudes, you will waste more time arguing. Isn't it more beneficial to lead by example, to show virtue in our actions and words? Don't get involved in gossip or unnecessary criticism. The next time you find yourself in such a situation, steer the conversation to a more positive topic or conversation. This not only preserves your peace of mind, but also creates a more uplifting environment for everyone involved. In fact, by avoiding discussing the faults of others, we are not only avoiding negativity, we are making a proactive choice to promote positivity, confidence, and growth in ourselves and those around us. The second issue is your personal wealth or the lack thereof. In our digital age, where a cursory scroll through social media often offers us displays of wealth and selective success, discussing personal wealth or the lack thereof has become an unstable terrain, with a subtle pressure to keep up with other people on the one hand, and being perceived as lacking on the other. But underneath these arguments and comparisons lies a turbulent flow of emotions such as jealousy, pride, insecurity, and sometimes even despair. Imagine this: a meeting of your friends discussing their latest holiday. One visited the Maldives and stayed in an overwater villa. The other explored the romantic streets of Paris. Their stories, you feel a twinge of pain while listening. Or let's take the opposite scenario. You've recently received a significant raise at work or made a profitable investment. At a dinner with friends, the topic of finance comes up, not entirely out of arrogance. Maybe it's tempting to talk about your recent achievements to share your joy. But as the words go, the body language changes. You notice subtle changes. One friend's downcast eyes, another's polite but distant smile. A suddenly joyful meeting takes on a different color. In the midst of these dynamics, it is invaluable to remember the Epictetus teaching that wealth is not about having many things, it is about having few wants. True wealth is not just plain A-list wealth, but the same. It is also a state of contentment. It is about understanding and appreciating what we have rather than longing for what we do not have. It is great to share and celebrate success, but it is crucial to act with sensitivity and awareness to ensure that we do not unknowingly sow the seeds of inadequacy or discontent in ourselves or others. Being content with our situation is an empowering stance. It frees us from the emotional roller coaster of constant comparison. To develop a stoic approach to wealth, consider reflecting on your relationship with money. Does discussing this bring you genuine joy, or does it come from a desire for validation? Realizing this can direct our conversations to more authentic and harmonious exchanges. Ultimately, the most meaningful riches are not in our bank accounts, but in the depth of our relationships, in the quality of our character, in the serenity of our soul. Topic number 3 is past grievances. Carrying the weight of past grievances can be likened to carrying a heavy backpack on a long journey. The longer you carry it, the more difficult it becomes for the traveler to remember the wrongs done against us, whether they are big betrayals or small faults. This is a natural human tendency, but constantly discussing or reliving these grievances makes the burden even heavier. Imagine that your childhood friend Marla, who had fully experienced the present moment and the potential happiness it offers, missed your much-anticipated birthday party because of a misunderstanding. Years have passed, and many happy memories have been made since then, but the shadow of the missed party hangs over you every time the two of you meet. Instead of celebrating the existing friendship and common bond, conversations often devolve into a single complaint, preventing the relationship from developing further. This is not forgetting or weakening one's feelings, but consciously leaving them in the past. It is about choosing not to let events determine our current feelings and conversations. It is about realizing the power and freedom of letting go. When we let go of these grievances, we not only soothe our soul, but we also create space for more positive experiences and relationships to flourish. In essence, discussing past grievances may feel like a validation in the moment, but true growth and peace comes from introspection, understanding, and ultimately releasing them. The past can be a teacher, but it should not be the driving force of our present journey. Topic number 4. Predicting the future with incredible imagination and analytical ability. The human mind has always been fascinated by the idea of predicting the future, from deciphering patterns in nature to searching for answers in the stars. Today, in our age of data and algorithms, this quest continues, albeit in different forms. While foresight and planning are commendable, obsessively trying to predict every twist and turn can be an exhausting and often anxiety-filled endeavor. Stepping into the shoes of Margaret, a woman, the possibilities are vast, but so are the uncertainties. Every dinner conversation with family turns into a feast of speculation about job opportunities and the nature of the economy over the next 5 years. Friends are constantly comparing potential career paths, prospects, and possibilities. The result is Margaret's detachment from the present. As these waves of uncertainty and anxiety increase, it is worth considering Seneca's observation. While it is practical and even wise to be informed and prepared, constant discussion and speculation about an uncertain future can magnify imagined difficulties and transform them into impending threats. More often than not, these envisioned scenarios never materialize, or if they do, they are rarely as frightening as we envision them in our minds. What Stoicism teaches us here is about grounding ourselves in what is, rather than getting lost in the maze of what-ifs in the present moment. By reducing the time we spend on endless speculation, we can channel our energy into actionable, meaningful steps that are aligned with our values and goals. Striking a balance between potential futures, however enlightening, is crucial. The true beauty of life is to live in the present moment, not to predict every sunset and sunrise. It is to marvel at the colors, to trust in our ability to adapt and evolve no matter what. Topic 5. Small discussions. The magnetic pull of discussion is deeply woven into the fabric of our social interactions. It appeals to our innate, instinctive curiosity and desire to connect, even when it concerns topics that seem largely unimportant. Such discussions may seem harmless at first glance, but their insidious nature lies in their ability to waste our energy and take our focus away from the real issues. Olivia, an ambitious young writer, knows this all too well. On a bright Sunday morning with a fresh cup of coffee in hand, she sets out to write a few chapters of her novel, only to be distracted by an incoming notification, leading her to what's trending on social media. She is drawn into a current topic, a discussion about a celebrity's new hairstyle. She reads one comment, then another, drafts a response, and soon finds herself going down a rabbit hole of ideas and counterarguments. Hours later, the page he had planned to fill with his creativity is blank. The initial enthusiasm is no longer there. From Olivia's experience, we need to see the wider implications of how these small distractions, if allowed to continue, can accumulate and become significant obstacles in our personal and professional lives. Our conversations change, they dominate our free time, and more worryingly, they begin to shape our self-worth and perception according to short-term, often superficial measures. Epictetus's wisdom offers guidance in such scenarios. What matters is not what happens to you, but how you react to it. This sentiment reminds us that while we can't always control the flow of the discussions around us, we are in control when it comes to participation. By consciously choosing where to direct our attention, we regain our mental space and ensure that it is devoted to efforts that are aligned with our desires and values. So how can we develop this discernment skill? We can start with self-awareness. By regularly assessing our motivations behind our participation in a discussion, we can discern whether it is out of genuine interest or simply out of habit. We can organize our sources of information so that what we consume is aligned with our goals and values. Losing oneself in the vast ocean of controversy is also a choice, but with awareness and intention, we can sail and anchor in these waters to depth and intrinsic quality and move away from the impermanence that seeks to engulf us. The journey towards awareness is continuous, but with each conscious decision, it is necessary to be guided by the ephemeral storms of small discussions. This is a noble endeavor, but sometimes it can lead us astray when the purpose behind it changes from personal development to simple entertainment. Flaunting knowledge without a real purpose is like hoarding treasures in a chest and displaying them for temporary admiration instead of using them to enrich your life or the lives of others. Take the case of Arya, an avid reader who always carries a book in her hand. Over time, her love of learning has given her a vast wealth of knowledge on a variety of subjects. But when she began to be admired for her intelligence, a subtle change occurred. Instead of sharing knowledge to enlighten or help others, her speech began to take a different tone when arguments arose. Arya often disrupts the flow of the conversation by interjecting ambiguous facts or overshadows the contributions of others. Instead of developing connections and understanding, she begins to create distance and a slight alienation among her peers. While being well-informed and knowledgeable is commendable, the essence of gaining wisdom lies not only in its accumulation, but also in the proper application of knowledge. When used as a vanity tool, it can lead to isolation. It can turn from a bridge that connects people to a wall that blocks them. Our constant critical attitude reflects this negativity, but if we manage to rein in our thoughts, we have the power to reshape our reality. Breaking out of this cycle of self-criticism requires recognizing and challenging self-deprecating thoughts. It's about understanding the difference between wanting to improve and upsetting yourself unnecessarily. It can be helpful to consider whether you would be as critical of a friend as you are of yourself. We are often our own harshest critics. Fostering a growth mindset where mistakes are seen as stepping stones rather than stumbling blocks can lead to healthier self-evaluation. By celebrating small victories and understanding that the path to success is often not linear, we can guide our journey from a balanced perspective that embraces both our strengths and areas for growth. While self-awareness is a valuable asset, obsessive self-criticism can be a formidable obstacle and jeopardize well-being on our life journey by cultivating a mindset of growth, compassion, and understanding. Understanding the nature of both our inner and outer conversations can significantly shape our experiences and perceptions. As we examine today, there are issues that, if overthought, can narrow our vision and hinder our growth. I invite you all to pause and evaluate the discourses you often find yourself in, the ones you dwell on too much. Do you have any lingering moments or regrets? You can share your views and thoughts in the comments below. Your experiences may resonate with someone else. We can grow together. By building a community of understanding and mutual support, we can better understand ourselves and the world around us. Let's take this transformative journey hand in hand. Thank you for sharing this enlightening journey with me. Until our next meeting, take care of yourselves. I love you. I'm glad you are here. If you made it this far, don't forget to subscribe and stay strong in the comments. See you soon.